Number 1. Shadow Troopers. Shadow Troopers were a special type of stormtrooper in Star Wars. These highly trained soldiers were not only loyal to the Empire, but also carried some of the most advanced technology. Their biggest advantage was the experimental armor they wore, which included a portable cloaking device. This device made them almost invisible, allowing them to sneak past enemies unnoticed. Shadow Troopers were perfect for stealth missions, as they could avoid sensors and surprise their enemies. In addition to their invisibility, Shadow Troopers carried powerful weapons like heavy blasters, flash grenades, and jetpacks. Their main weapon was the E-11 blaster rifle, which they used to defeat their enemies quickly. Combining stealth with deadly force, Shadow Troopers were among the most dangerous and feared soldiers in the Empire. Their ability to move undetected made them a terrifying force in any battle. Number 2. Dark Troopers. Dark Troopers were an advanced type of stormtrooper created during the Galactic Civil War. Initially, these troopers had human pilots inside large suits of armor. However, later versions known as Phase 3 Dark Troopers were completely different. These were powerful combat droids designed to remove humans from the equation entirely. The droids were built for strength and were nearly indestructible. Luke Skywalker and his lightsaber and force abilities were one of the few able to defeat them. Beyond this, the Dark Troopers were among the most dangerous soldiers the Empire ever created. With their incredible power and resilience, they could take on any opponent. Their presence was a major threat, and their development showed just how far the Empire was willing to go to win the war. These advanced combat droids were built to dominate any battlefield. Number 3. Imperial Super Commandos. The Imperial Super Commandos were a unique team of Mandalorians who served the Empire. Unlike other stormtroopers, these warriors were trained in the ancient fighting traditions of Mandalore. Raised to be fierce fighters, they were equipped with Mandalorian Beskar armor, which made them incredibly tough in battle. This armor made them more durable and dangerous than almost any other Imperial soldier. In Star Wars Rebels, the Imperial Super Commandos were shown as a major threat. They combined their skills as warriors with the power of the Empire, making them one of the most deadly groups around. Their Mandalorian heritage and powerful armor allowed them to defeat many enemies. The Imperial Super Commandos were a perfect mix of skill, strength, and technology, making them among the most feared in the galaxy. Number 4. Imperial Armored Commandos. After the Great Purge of Mandalore, Moff Gideon created a new kind of stormtrooper called Imperial Armored Commandos. These special troopers wore Mandalorian Beskar armor, making them nearly invincible to blaster fire. This armor was a huge advantage in battle, making them much stronger and more dangerous than regular stormtroopers. The Imperial Armored Commandos were trained to be fierce fighters, and were a significant threat to anybody who stood against them. In The Mandalorian, these commandos were seen fighting against Mandalorians in intense battles. The strength of their Beskar armor allowed them to face off against the best warriors of Mandalore, showing just how powerful they were. If Gideon could have mass-produced these armored stormtroopers, they would have become a deadly force for the Empire. Number 5. Purge Troopers. Purge Troopers worked directly for the Imperial Inquisitors. Their main job was to help hunt down and eliminate any surviving Jedi or Force-sensitive individual. These troopers were incredibly ruthless and often used in death squads to ensure no one escaped. Some Purge Troopers were even equipped with electrostaffs, which made them even more dangerous in battle. However, in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, players see Purge Troopers fighting alongside the Inquisitors. They are deadly warriors, skilled in tracking down their targets and making sure no one can stop them. Their role in the Empire made them one of the most feared and effective Stormtrooper variants, feared by both Jedi and anyone who might try to protect them. Number 6. Sith Troopers. Sith Troopers were elite soldiers who served the Sith Eternal Army on Exegol. They were not like regular Stormtroopers, but were specially trained and raised to protect Palpatine. Their armor was red, similar to the color of the Sith lightsaber, and was made from 4 layers of highly impact-resistant material. This made them even stronger than the First Order Stormtroopers. One key advantage of the Sith Trooper was their helmet, which had special targeting sensors that helped them fight in dark and smoky environments like those on Exegol. They were the result of many years of improvement in Stormtrooper design. Sith Troopers also had special versions like Sith Jet Troopers and Officers, making them even more dangerous. Number 7. Death Troopers. Death Troopers, introduced in Rogue One, were elite soldiers assigned as bodyguards for important Imperial officers and members of the Tarkin Initiative. Their black armor and helmets were equipped with advanced technology, such as vocal scramblers and micro-motion sensors. In addition to their stealth skills, Death Troopers were trained in unarmed combat, heavy weapons, and demolitions. They could easily defeat most enemies and were experts at staying hidden, making them perfect for secret missions. These soldiers were designed for espionage and deadly force, and they proved to be one of the most feared Stormtrooper variants. Their appearance in Star Wars Rebels showed their continued importance in the Empire. Number 8. Imperial Shock Troopers. Imperial Shock Troopers were a group in the Galactic Empire. They had a very important job, serving as elite soldiers who guarded Emperor Palpatine and provided security on Coruscant. the heart of the Empire. These troopers wore distinctive red armor, which included spalders, shin guards, and utility belts. They were also equipped with heavy weapons to help them on the front lines. On top of that, these stormtroopers were known for their fierce training and loyalty to the Emperor. Not just security, Imperial shock troopers also fought in battles, using their skills with heavy weapons to take down enemies. They first appeared in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and have been seen in other Star Wars media since, becoming an iconic part of the Empire's forces. Number 9. Night Troopers. The Night Troopers served Grand Admiral Thrawn. After spending nearly 10 years in exile on the planet Peridea, they became stronger and more loyal to Thrawn. What made them different from regular stormtroopers was that they could be brought back to life using Night Sister magic. This dark magic gave them an unnatural ability to keep fighting even after death, making them nearly impossible to defeat. Although the Night Troopers were no match for fully trained Jedi and a skilled Mandalorian, their persistence made them a serious threat. Thrawn used his army to help his plans to invade the galaxy. Knowing that his troops couldn't easily be killed, they made for a truly unstoppable force. Number 10. Flametroopers and Incinerator Troopers. Flametroopers and Incinerator Troopers were stormtroopers who specialized in, unsurprisingly, using flamethrowers. These deadly weapons allowed them to burn entire villages or enemy positions to the ground quickly. The troopers wore heat-resistant armor and carried black backpacks that helped them carry the fuel for their flamethrowers. Their armor was designed to protect them from the intense heat of their weapons. These troopers were used in multiple dangerous missions, such as defending Imperial facilities from attacks or setting fire to enemy fortifications. They first appeared in The Mandalorian, and their role was considered one of the most devastating of the Stormtrooper variants. When the flamethrowers came out, they represented a serious threat to any settlement. Number 11. Jump Troopers and Rocket Troopers. Rocket Stormtroopers were specialized soldiers who carried large rocket launchers on their shoulders. This gave them the ability to fire powerful missiles from a distance, targeting buildings and vehicles with ease. Jump Troopers, on the other hand, were equipped with jetpacks that allowed them to fly over walls and attack from above. These jetpacks made them a serious threat, especially in environments that encouraged verticality. However, both Rocket Stormtroopers and Jump Troopers shared a common weakness. If their equipment got damaged, they could be rendered useless. Despite this, their heavy weaponry and mobility made them dangerous on the battlefield, where they were first seen in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and other games. Number 12. Mortar Stormtroopers. Mortar Stormtroopers were soldiers trained to use powerful mortar weapons. Their main job was to fire explosive shells from a distance, which could destroy groups of enemies with a single shot. These stormtroopers wore armor marked with yellow, including a yellow pauldron and a military backpack, which helped carry their heavy equipment. However, their major disadvantage was that they had to stay in one place to set up their weapons, which made them vulnerable to attack. They first appeared in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, where their skills in indirect fire weapons proved to be a strong advantage on the battlefield. Despite their weaknesses, their ability to launch devastating explosions made them a serious threat. Number 13. Crimson Stormtroopers, Magma Troopers, and Lava Troopers. Crimson, Magma, and Lava Troopers were specialized stormtroopers designed to operate in hot and volcanic environments. Crimson Stormtroopers wore red armor and were trained to fight in the extreme heat of volcanic areas. Magma Troopers, on the other hand, wore white armor that could withstand very high temperatures. They were often deployed to volcanic mining worlds to crush rebellions. Lava Troopers wore black armor with red lines and were stationed on Mustafar to defend Fortress Vader. These stormtroopers had special equipment, like respirators and extra armor, to survive the harsh conditions. The skill and training needed to fight in such dangerous environments made them a serious threat. Whether in red, white, or black, they were all formidable soldiers. Number 14. Range Troopers. Range Troopers, introduced in Solo, wore helmets similar to Coastal Defender Stormtroopers and were equipped with heavy armor. Their armor included fur and a chestplate like cold weather assault stormtroopers. What made them unique was their magnetic gription boots, which allowed them to stay secure on metal surfaces, especially when fighting thieves on top of moving transports. This feature gave them an advantage over regular stormtroopers, who often had trouble staying balanced on high platforms, aiming at things, or carrying a conversation. These troopers were designed to guard important shipments, ensuring they stayed in place and could handle tough situations. Number 15. Coastal Defender Stormtroopers. Coastal Defender Troopers, also known as Shoretroopers or Scarif Stormtroopers, were stationed on the planet Scarif. They were trained to fight in tropical environments, making them more suited to specific environments than the regular Stormtrooper. Now let's talk about arms. These troopers carried powerful weapons, like the E-11 and E-22 blaster rifles, and used thermal imploders and explosive grenades to take out multiple enemies at once. Their sand-colored armor helped them blend in with their surroundings, and they wore a red band on their right arm and a white stripe on their left shoulder guard. These specialized stormtroopers had their ranks marked by different colors. Their training and gear made them a terrifying force in the Battle of Scarif. Number 16. First Order Stormtroopers. First Order Stormtroopers were the most common type of soldier in the First Order's army. Like the Imperial Stormtroopers before them, they were often used in large numbers to overwhelm enemies. However, First Order Stormtroopers were better trained and more skilled than their predecessors, making them a more severe threat. They were still used as cannon fodder, meaning they were sent into battle to weaken the enemy through sheer force. Despite their numbers, they showed more competence and training than the Imperial Stormtroopers, which made them a more dangerous force to face on the battlefield. That, and they were actual people instead of just clones. Number 17. Executioner Troopers. Executioner Troopers were a special type of First Order Stormtrooper introduced in Star Wars The Last Jedi. These troopers were randomly selected from the regular Stormtrooper ranks and given the deadly task of carrying out executions. They were called upon to execute prisoners or traitors, showing the ruthless nature of the First Order. What set them apart from regular Stormtroopers was the weapon they were given, a laser axe. This weapon was designed to make executions as painful as possible, underlining the brutality and control of the First Order. Despite this, they were essentially still just Stormtroopers chosen for grim duties. Number 18. Snowtroopers. Snowtroopers were specialized Stormtroopers designed for cold weather environments. Their armor was different from regular gear, made to protect them in freezing conditions. In The Empire Strikes Back, Snowtroopers fought in the harsh environment of Hoth, carrying heavy blasters like the E-Web repeating blaster cannon. The First Order later used Snowtroopers in the sequel trilogy, deploying them on planets like Kijimi. These troopers were essential in cold climates, showcasing their specialized training and gear for survival in freezing conditions. Number 19. Imperial Stormtroopers. Imperial Stormtroopers were the main soldiers of the Empire, wearing the classic white armor and carrying the E-11 blaster rifle. They're not as well trained as the clone troopers, but made up for it with their large numbers. Some Stormtroopers were given special armor for different environments, like the Swamp Troopers for wet areas or Space Troopers for, you guessed it, space. Those who showed skill could be promoted and earn special rank markings on their armor, distinguishing them from their other Stormtroopers. Number 20. Cave Troopers. Cave Troopers were customized Stormtroopers designed to work in dark environments. They wore Scout Trooper armor, which helped them blend in, and used low-light vision gear to see in caves or other dark places. Equipped with the standard blasters and oversized vibro knives, they were ready for close combat and resembled Rangers. While these troopers had no major advantage over other Stormtroopers, their special equipment made them perfect for missions where darkness was a challenge. They were first introduced in the 2019 role-playing game supplement Allies and Adversaries. And those are each of the major types of Stormtrooper. What did you think? Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss these deep dives and strange lore. We'll see you in the next video.